Hi, and welcome to this three-part video series on web security, where we are going to be going over ZAP OWASP vulnerability scanning of web pages. And the reason why I'm splitting this up into three parts, you probably only need two of them, is because of the different methods of running the scanner itself. So I'll be covering two of those. One is running it in the cloud like I have right here, right now. And this is for everybody who don't want to download any software to their local machine and also just want to have the easiest possible way to launch it. You just click one button and you get this URL, and that's your personal scanner. It is really that simple, but you will of course need a user on the cloud platform Railway, and you'll also need to pay for the hobby tier, which is $5 per month. And that's why I also want to cover the local installation, and that is for everybody who don't want to sign up anywhere or spend any money. For you, there will be a local installation. It is a little bit more technical. You need to run a Docker instance and a little node application, and then you get exactly the same result here. The web scanner is just not running on a public URL, it's running on your local host. You'll need a little bit of hardware for that, so don't expect to run it on a Chromebook. The software itself is a little bit resource using, but let's just get started with the scanner itself. So it is based off the ZAP scanner, and ZAP is made by OWASP. It is an application that is updated all the time from this OWASP global community of web security enthusiasts. And I really recommend running it on a regular basis because it's a really great way to find low-hanging fruits. It is not a fire and forget, cover all security issues. This will discover potential vulnerabilities on your website, but not all of them are worth addressing. So there will be some work for you involved to also go through the scan results and see which are actual security threats for your website and which are just a potential risk. But I want to scan my blog and see how well that is performing. So I've put in the URL of my blog right here. You can also go over to the site itself and see this is the blog, the page that we're going to be scanning. I head back to the scanner here, and I'll just click the start scan. And what the application is doing is first it's creating a spider scan. It's very quickly, it just goes through the sitemap of the blog, and then it's mapping out all the different pages that it needs to do an active scan on. And that is what is taking place right now. So it's actively scanning all the pages. It's looking at headers, it's looking at input fields, different kind of rules. This is what a hacker would also be doing to find out where is there a vulnerability on a website, where can I inject some code or just abuse the website in any way to do something malicious. So this way we discover all these things beforehand, and then we can fix them before the hacker gets to them. Now the active scan here can take, I've seen it take up to 45 minutes on larger sites, but my blog is just a simple web application with some static pages, and it has about, I think, 45 pages to scan, and they are rather small, so it doesn't take all that long. You see here we're already past half. Usually around the end, around 90%, it gets a little bit slower. I'm not sure exactly what the ZAP software is doing by the end, but it usually is a little bit slower. But in just a second, you'll see the results, and then we'll go through them just a little bit. Yeah, the scan has now completed. I think it took a total of 3 minutes. And if we scroll down here, you see I have no high alerts. High is the highest risk, but I have some medium alerts, and I have 20. And you should not necessarily get intimidated if you see a very high number of different alerts. As you see here, I have this CSP header not set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And usually you just need to add this header once, and then it applies to all of your pages. So the scanner found the same issue on different pages. So it's not necessarily 20 unique issues. It can be 2 issues on all of your pages. So that's something to keep in mind when going through the results. Additionally, not all of these will be actual security vulnerabilities, but they are potential risks. So let's just take a look at one of these. I'll expand it right here. And then you see you get this nice overview with a description of what potential risk this is all about. And then it will also sometimes, not always, give you a useful proposal of a solution. And it will show you what page on your site it found the issue on. So I'm sure if I close this one and expand another one, it will say exactly the same, except it's on a different page. So if I change the source code on my blog and added this header once, it would probably be applied to all of the pages, and I would eliminate half of these risks. But I have already gone through my headers. I do it frequently, and I fix all the ones that I think is worth fixing. So everything that's left here is something that I've concluded is not worth fixing. But if you have never run this scan before on your website, you'll probably find something that is a problem. Additionally, I can really recommend pasting all this text into ChatGPT, and it will be able to explain you a little bit more detail of what it is about. And if you also have your website on your coding editor and you have maybe an AI agent like Copilot or Client installed in there, then you can also just copy all this text here into the AI agent in your code editor and ask it to fix it. And sometimes it can actually fix it just by that. Let's just scroll down the list here. There is also some low risk, and you see I have more of these, and I found them to be less critical, and therefore I've paid less attention to those. And if we scroll all the way down here, the last category is informational risk alerts, and I think these are not necessarily security vulnerabilities, but they might be worth just opening and seeing what they are all about. Lastly, I want to show you that if you want to save this result, there is now a download PDF button. You just click it and pretty quickly it generates this PDF report. Just open it right here. And you can see it's very long because it's the same overview as on the web page, but everything is just expanded. So we have 45 pages of reports here. But if you manage a web application for a customer or something like this, it could be nice to keep these reports over time to see and compare to earlier scans. I don't know, any new security vulnerabilities introduced on the site. How is it doing looking back in time? You can also see that on the scan history tab over here. But this will only be possible to visit as long as the service is running. So you need for the cloud version, you can just leave it running, but that would be a little bit expensive. So I don't necessarily recommend doing that. I would just turn it off and then do a new scan, turn it on and do a new scan every time I need a new scan. And that's why you can also save the PDF report. But it is possible to just let it be, and you will see all these. You can download old reports as well right here. This is gonna be all for the scanning itself, and I'll be creating 2 videos, one with the cloud installation. That's gonna be a rather quick one, and then the other one is the local installation for those of you that are okay with doing a little bit more effort and don't want a cloud user. So pick either one of these videos and you'll get the scanner running in no time. But that's gonna be all for now. Have a nice day. Goodbye.